back by popular demand, a one land Lotus Field combo. I am Bryant Cook, and today we're playing this sweet deck once again. I actually uploaded this video about a month ago, and you can check out that video in the card above. But for today, we're playing this list that's a little bit different. This is not a donation deck. This is what I would play if I were to play this deck list again. I played the deck one time in between that 1 month period, and I tried some of the changes that I suggested in that first video, like a main deck Pact to Negation, main deck Eye of Nowhere, and I found that they weren't really necessary, and I just wanted more cards that help me fuel my combo. But there's a few other things that I noticed during that video that we will be testing out today. One, Serum Vision stinks. I'm not trying to be mean here, but it's just not really that good in this deck because you either have the Lotus Field or access to the Lotus Field or you don't. So we have Abundant Harvest here that 100% of the time finds Lotus Field because we don't play any lands in our deck. We play these multimodal facing cards, whatever. You play them as lands, but they don't count as a land. So you say land with Abundant Harvest and it guarantees that you get it with Lotus Field. Same thing with this Recross the Paths. You reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal the Lotus Field goes to your hand. Sweet. We also have 2 copies of Sylvan Scrying. I originally recommended cutting these, but then after I did, I found there's a couple games where I struggled to find Lotus Field still, so I think you want 2. I think 3 is sort of a lot, so we're going to try 2 of these today. But Serum Vision was just never really required in the hands that when it did its thing. So instead we're trying out a different card today, which has a better purpose in the deck in my opinion, and that's Manamorphose. So Manamorphose fixes one of the biggest issues I found with this deck, which is you'll open up on hands that have like double Turn Timber Symbiosis or Balagad Recovery, and you can't win on time because you have green, and then you play your Lotus Field and you're like, I have to pass the turn. This is awkward. Well, when you have Manamorphose, you can float blue and then win the game. Really sweet. So Manamorphose fixes that. But today we're playing Valakut Awakening. So we're adding a red land into the deck, which seems a little bit odd. Why would I want to do this? I could keep on playing the, I forget what it's called, the Floral Tetrahedron or something. It's just a green tap land. So we could keep on playing that. But instead we're playing Valakut Awakening, and the reason why is that Valakut Awakening fits our primary game plan. We cast some Ideas Unbound, we cast Peer Through Depths, but we end up with a bunch of twiddles and maybe we need more action. Well, Valakut Awakening puts the extra Sylvan Scryings on the bottom of our library. Same thing with additional lands we might not need, and by lands I mean like Turn Timber Symbiosis and cards like that. So we get to put a bunch of cards on the bottom. And it's really nice when you play this deck that your lands often are things like Slundi Vision or Balagad Recovery that help you mid-combo, because you could always get back an Ideas Unbound or dig for an Ideas Unbound. Well, Valakut Awakening is the same thing. This is a land that we don't mind casting, and that's why we're interested in playing it. And while we are splashing red, like we have Past in Flames here, we have Grapeshot. So one nice thing about this is we're adding a red land that's a little bit weird, but we also have 4 Manamorphose to help fix that red mana into green or blue if we need it. So the synergy's there. We've made a change for our deck that raises the power level without hurting the consistency, and I think that's what we're looking to do here. So we lost Serum Visions, but I don't think that really matters if you look at the overall deck construction. It's not one change for one, it's a number of changes to balance everything out. That's my point here. So I thought about switching the Past in Flames to a Wish, because then you could play a small Wish board with like a second Grapeshot so you don't lose to Ragavan. But honestly, I found that was way too mana intensive for what this deck does. You'll almost never have 8 floating mana in this deck, and if you do, you could just hardcast Seagate Restoration and win the game. So I don't like the Wish plan, but I think the worst thing about the Wish plan is that it takes away from our sideboard. So you'll notice I've completely revamped the sideboard. The previous deck list had Weather the Storm in it, and Veil of Summer, and Ave Progenitor Ooze, a bunch of cards that are all fine, but I don't think they make sense here. So why would you want to play Ave? Because Ave allows you to dodge Graveyard Hate. This deck can win without ever using its graveyard because you get to stack your library with Recross the Paths. And I mean, you get to stack the entire thing after you found your Lotus Field. So you could stack 4 Ideas, 4 Peers, 4 Manamorphose, 4 Reach, and then Valakut Awakening, and just churn through your entire library, which is just really awesome. So you don't actually ever need the Past in Flames, and in fact, I think this card might even be cuttable. And if we find with 3 Valakut Awakening that you don't need the Past in Flames anymore, we might just get rid of it. So I think Valakut really changes the construction. And well, let's circle back to Ave. Ave is there to be graveyard hate. We don't need to be a graveyard deck, so I don't think you need Ave. And then one of the biggest weaknesses that I discussed in the previous video was discarding our lands. So you would play a land, your opponent, or well, you would be on the draw, your opponent would play Thoughtseize, take your land, and you would get stuck. Really awkward. Well, Leyline of Sanctity stops that, unlike Veil of Summer. And on top of that, Leyline's really good against burn, so you don't need Weather the Storm either. I've really enjoyed Leyline in the Lotus Breach build that I've been playing, and I think here it makes a lot of sense as well. So we're going to play Leyline, no Veil of Summer. I don't want to make anyone sad, but I do think Leyline's a little bit better. So we're going to play Leyline. And then the previous sideboard had a bunch of answer cards for hate permanents, whatever. Here we've narrowed it down to 2. We have 1 Echoing Truth, which is just a generic catch-all, and then Eye of Nowhere. What does this do? It's Sorcery Speed Boomerang. Not exactly the greatest card, but where it is good is that it's an arcane spell, so you can splice Psychic Puppetry onto it, and when you have a Lotus Field, that means that it's a free bounce spell. It costs 0 mana, and that's actually pretty interesting in this deck. So we're playing an extra arcane spell to take advantage of the synergy within our library already, which is really great. But we're only playing 2 today because we're running 3 Force and Negation. In my experience with the Lotus combo decks, it's better to just never let those things resolve than to have to answer them later. And that's why we're playing Force. We have a high enough blue count that I think it's going to be fine. And then on top of that, Force of Vigor to answer those same types of permanents as well. Pact and Negation is for the blue decks, but this is it. This is my deck tech. I'm really excited to play this today. I'm probably going to be playing pretty quickly, so I'm also recording the Vintage Showcase today, and I'm going to try to, in between rounds, play matches of this. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not used to doing this. In fact, this will be the first time I ever do it, but a bunch of my rounds so far, I'm midway through the Vintage event. I've had like 35 minutes left. Let's see if I can double queue recordings. I've never done it before. I hope it goes okay. Stick around. I hope you enjoy it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. That said, there's no better way of showing your support than becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks, and we get to keep making combo content. The perks get better and better each level you go up. They also stack. To start off, with our Storm Fan tier, you unlock our private members section of our Discord, which comes with a highlighted user profile and then some awesome badges and emotes for YouTube. Looking for sideboard help? Become a Stormtrooper, our middle tier, for 2 sideboard guides of your deck choice every single month, on top of 50% off donation decks. Did we mention you also get 10% off merchandise from our shop? With our top tier, the Combo Cabal, you get a free donation deck every single month, 15% off merchandise from our shop, early access to private deck lists, and the most valuable perk in my opinion, videos early. That's right, you heard it, early access to all videos. But maybe sweet perk, secret deck list, early access to videos isn't for you, but you'd still like to show your appreciation. Make sure to check out theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles and Storm swag. Please don't forget to use your membership discounts. Finally, if you want to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel, make sure to visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where all you have to do is attach your TXT file and pick a donation tier. With our Epic tier, you can even join me in a video to showcase your bold brew in person and explain the ins and outs of your strategy. Card availability won't be an issue due to our new sponsor, Card Hoarder. With Card Hoarder, renting is super easy. If you're looking to get into Magic Online, there isn't a better, more affordable solution than Card Hoarder. Fun fact, you can rent the Epic Storm for 7 tickets a week, which is just a great deal. There are many ways you can support us. Just pick whatever is best for you. In the meantime, let's play some Magic. Round number 1 of this Modern League, on the play with 1 land Lotus combo. So here we have 2 lands, no access to Lotus, but we do have a couple cantrips here. I think we keep this. maybe this is a not disciplined hand. I don't know. But who doesn't like to lightning bolt themselves a little bit, right? And I'm just going to be lazy and cast this reach. Alright, so we found Recross. That's good. Scalding turn from the opponent, and they're just going to pass. Draw. Alright, so if we find a green source, Abundant Harvest finds Lotus, so our hand's looking pretty good now. We just have to find a green land. Or a Manamorphose, that could also work. Ooh, Living End. This is a nightmare matchup. I feel like whenever I play Modern Leagues, I'm always queuing into this deck. It's such a feel bad, because the deck just eats alive combo decks. Like, it has Grief, Force of Negation, Endurance. Like, it's so good. Yep. Okay. Reach Through Mists. Land number 3, but not a land that we actually need here. Alright, so I'm going to peer through depths looking for a green land. We found one. This Turn Timber. Okay, so now I'm going to Lightning Bolt myself again, because that's what I'm into. I'm at 14. Abundant Harvest. We'll say land and put Lotus Field. It was our top card! That's funny. Alright, so in order for us to win this, we need our opponent's hand to just, like, not do anything. Here's Grief. Let's see what they take. Recross the Paths down. Do you have the Living End? Alright, they're at 12. They likely have it here. There it is, so now they get to grief us. Living End. So, grief... I don't even know, it's probably Dream's Grip? I'm not sure. Because I can't actually win if I can't untap the Lotus Field. They took Ideas Unbound. Draw. Okay, so... we'll sacrifice these. Untap the Lotus Field. If they have Force too, I'm just... I mean, I'm dead anyway. Unless I hit the perfect 3 cards off this Ideas. 3 mana floating. And they got it. 5, 11, 13, so I go to 1. Alright, I guess I'll not concede. Grab another Ideas Unbound here. And I believe I played my land. Yeah, I have. Okay, pass the turn. I believe my math was correct, so 8 plus 5 is 13. So that I go to 1. Violent Outburst for lethal. That's one way to do it. Alright, so that's going to be game number 1 versus Living End. I wouldn't put too much stock into losing to Living End, by the way, because like every deck I play in this format loses to Living End. This deck's so good. Okay, so I guess we bring in our packs. And then I'm going to board out the passive. I don't think we need that card. And I'm going to hope to high roll a little bit and board out the Scryings, because I do think they're like probably the worst slot in the deck. Dude, we should probably have an Eye of... oh, okay. I was thinking about it, and I've seen their deck have Eye of No... or Leyline of Sanctity in it before, which is kind of bad. But we'll keep this. We have the Singleton Lotus Field in our hand. If they lead on Leyline, we just lose. They did not. Alright, let's play a Slundi Isle and pass. Street Wraith bringing the opponent down to 18. I think if I could have re-sideboarded, I would have brought in the Eye of Nowhere, though. Okay, let's Abundant Harvest. We're going to say Spell here. Non-land. Perfect. That's honestly what I wanted. Not even being facetious. That was good. Okay, so we'll pass. I guess the question that I'm asking myself is, should we even try to go for it next turn? Because I only have this one Arcane spell. Okay, so the opponent's passing. Draw. This was actually a pretty good draw. Because now I can do blue and use reach to untap Lotus Field. Blue. Okay. Come on, deck, be good to me. Give me another Arcane spell. Give me an Ideas Unbound here. Not quite what the doctor ordered. Think I'm just going to pass here, and then on their turn I can cast Slundi Isle, or Slundi Vision, I mean. Cycling Architects of Will. Cycling Curator. So you might have been wondering why I didn't side in Leyline of Sanctity. Our opponent's deck only has 4 Grief for discard, and I feel like that's just not worth bringing in Leyline for. Okay, and they're passing. Let's cast the Slundi Vision. And this is one of the benefits of this list, that your lands are actually spells to cast when you need them to be. We'll grab a Pier. Draw. Balagad Recovery, not the worst. Let's go to 14. And we're going to cast Peer Through Depths, Splicing Psychic Puppetry to untap the Lotus Field. Use the green mana. Pitching Force and Negation. I'm going to Pact. I don't think we can afford to wait much longer. Okay, so we only hit another reach here, which is kind of frustrating because now I'm almost pressured into using Balagad Recovery to get back an Arcane spell, and if they sided in Endurance, that's one of the few ways they can punish me with it. We already boarded out Past in Flames, but I could be bit here. I guess that's my point. Okay. So let's twiddle a few times. Let's make some mana. I mean, we're all in at this point, right? Like, it's now or never. Let's add a few green. We're going to cast this, getting back Peer Through Depths. We'll float 2 green in case we need green later on this turn. And that just resolved, okay. Actually, I don't think I'll ever need double green, so let's get rid of one of them. We finally hit an Ideas Unbound. Okay. Splice Ideas. 3 mana floating. Okay, what does this do? So we can stack our deck, but we don't have a way of drawing into it yet. So if I Psychic Puppetry to untap. So let's say I don't know if we can do this. I need to think through this. So I can Puppetry to make 1 mana, which brings me up to 7 mana. And then Balagad Recross is 6. I would need 8 to win with the Reach Through Mist. So I'm actually a mana short. So you might be thinking you can splice Puppetry onto Puppetry to double Lotus Field. That's not quite how that interaction works. You can't untap Lotus Field twice. I want to make sure that I'm not missing something here. So I could go up to 8 by burning both copies of Puppetry, but that doesn't do it because then I can't win post Recross. So I think I'm actually supposed to just get back Ideas here. All right. That was really close to being able to win there. And I think we just fizzled. Damn. Yep, we fizzled. And I can't pay for Pact on our upkeep. because I'm going to discard 6 cards here. Well, I guess I could spin the puppetry, but I think we just accept that this was a loss. Yeah, I have to discard 6. Because I was just thinking I could recross here and then stack my deck and then upkeep, pay with the Psychic Puppetry, but I'm actually a card short of making that work too. And I've played my land. Okay. I mean, we got to do our thing a little bit there, but unfortunately we were just short. So we're going to start this league off 0-1 against a Nightmare matchup. If you haven't joined them already, I would recommend opening up our description down below and joining our 7 social media networks. They're each great in their own way, but I would strongly suggest joining our Discord server. In there, you will find others just like you looking to improve their Storm game and grow as a combo community. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, you should sync your account to Discord to unlock our private member section that has the latest and greatest deck lists, concepts, and much, much more. Let's get back to comboing out. We're back for match number 2 on the play. Let's see if we can bounce back and recover this league. So here we have a blue source. We have double blue source. No access to Lotus Field. I don't know if we're supposed to keep or mulligan these hands, honestly. So we could find a green source with the pier. I think I'm going to try it. Okay, so we're going to start off on the Saloni Isle and pass the turn. Overgrown Tomb. Thoughtseize. So our land looks like a pretty good Thoughtseize target here. But this is a matchup where we can show off the Leyline of Sanctities out of the sideboard. And they did in fact take our land. Draw. Ding! Pass the turn. Another Thoughtseize. So they could take the Metamorphose or the Pier. I think Pier's probably the better card. And they agree. Okay. Ooh, they're on 1 land though. Wow, what a rip. Love it. Runner, runner. Opponent has to be a little frustrated. Thoughtseize number 3. Manamorphose? I guess they could take the Piff and say, like, you only get 1 flashback opportunity. And they decided to take Morphos, which I think that was the correct pick. I'm gonna say non-land. Seagate. I think I'm just gonna play that. Pass the turn. So I don't feel the pressure to try to go off here. Like, our graveyard doesn't actually do anything that meaningful, so I don't really want to just force it. Especially when our opponent's stuck on 1 land. They got paired into username Bryant_Cook and decided to keep mono discard spells. Draw. I don't know what I want to do with that. So, like, I could bottom the Dream's Grip, but we need more resources. So I'm not really sure what I want to do here. I might just cycle the Valakut Awakening. Yeah, nice Termaglyph, who cares? Full Curd Ape. 1 mana too expensive. Alright, Valakut Awakening. And I think I'm just going to do the 1. Alright, draw. Let's cast Reach. Now we can stack our deck. So we can just make a deterministic pile here. Alright, so we'll start on Psychic Puppetry. And then 4 copies of Ideas Unbound. Peer Through Depths. Sorry, I'm feeling a little bit of lag on my part. So that's all the arcane spells that we actually care about. We don't really need the other puppetries. Let's add Morphos into the mix. Grapeshot. And then we can put some twiddles in there. Whoops. Apparently I just clicked on a random Sylvan Scrying I didn't care about. Okay. A whole bunch of twiddles. And then we'll add in some Veilcut Awakenings. And the rest can be random. Put that on. So I always forget about this, by the way. It happens all the time. And then the comment section rips me apart. They're like, you know, you could put, what is it called? Turn Timber Symbiosis on top and always win the clash. Who cares? Like, I don't need that recross back in my hand. But is it cool to have in your hand? Sure. I guess we're playing Veilcut Awakening now, so it technically has a little bit of extra value. But people always like to mention it. I should do it. Don't get me wrong. So they're on Boomer Jund. Okay. And we'll discard this recross. Now we take 3. Wow, 17 life on turn 7. Okay. So let's say I green, or I'm sorry, we're going to tap for 3 green, add blue. Untap this Lotus Field, because I can. And let's get moving. Wow, triple Ideas Unbound, how lucky. Okay. Drawing all the cards. This is like kind of wild. Love it. All right, so we have Storm 6 already, and our opponent's had enough. All right, so Recross the Paths, obviously a good card. The quad discard spell, easy game. Let's expand this. I don't know why that's so small. Oh, it's small because I was playing Vintage earlier. Yeah, that's right. So here we want the ley lines for sure. And then I think we probably want the discard, or the bounce spells, I mean. And I think we could shave 1 puppetry. Probably take out the Sylvans. And now we're 3 cards over. Maybe shave on 1 Recross. And brought the past. I don't think we need Past in Flames. I changed my mind. I'm going to keep Past in Flames and just board out double Morphos. Let's give this a run. Looking for Leyline of Sanctity to be pretty good against the Boomer Jund discard deck. Yeah, this hand's amazing. Keep. We have a way to find Lotus Field. We have Leyline. We have an action spell with Past in Flames. Leyline of Sanctity. Boom. Okay. We're going to go to 17 and Abundant Harvest for Lotus Field. Okay. We revealed 42 cards. Raging Ravine. True Boomer. Wow, Recross is a really good one here. I think we play the Bell again. I think I want to keep the Veilcut around. Season Pyromancer is fine by me. Skirt's Bolt Inquisition. So we know that Leyline did something. Draw. So I don't know if I can build a pile here that would win. Actually, I know that I can. Okay, so we're going to Lightning Bolt ourselves. I think we can do this. So we're going to recross, and I'm going to remember to put Turn Timber on top. Let's expand this out. All right, so I'm going to put a Turn Timber on top of my deck. And then Manamorphose. And then we're going to put Psychic Puppetry. And then we can do all the ideas. And then all the Piers. Reach Through Mists. Why not? Let's put an Eye of Nowhere in there because I can. Why not? Grapeshot's fine. Maybe I didn't click on it. I don't know. Dream's Grip. Twiddles. And then Echoing Truth, Manamorphose, and I'll just do the rest at random. And that can go on the bottom. So I believe this sets up a win because I can float green with the lands, Manamorphose into... Yeah, so like even if you didn't want to play 4 Morphos, I think the first Manamorphose adds a ton of value to this deck. Like it seems like there should always just be at least one. Because now I just built a pile that wins off of double green source. That's annoying. But not the end of the world. We can beat that. And another Seasoned Pyromancer, sure thing. We're at 14. So we're taking 4 here down to 10. And then I guess if they have an untapped land, they can deal me lethal on their turn. Okay, so I'm going to add some mana. I guess I could have put the bounce ball higher up. I wasn't thinking about Alpine Moon. Alright, so I need to be able to win. So what I'm going to do here is draw at least one of the ideas and then Valakut Awakening. But I think even if I wanted to win that way, I don't think I'm going to be able to get deep enough for the bounce spell. I think I put it too far deep into the pile. So because I can only afford the bottom 4 here, and that bounce spell is like 12 cards deep, and I can't put the Psychic Puppetry on the bottom because I know that the rest of them are on the bottom of our deck. So I'm about to draw like triple ideas plus Pier. So I think we're just dead. That's my own fault. I could have put the bounce ball higher and I just didn't. I didn't think of Alpine Moon. That's on me though. Alright, so they have lethal. Do they see it? It looks like they do. Okay, so off to game 3. My bad. That should have been a win. I messed it up. That's my own fault. It's like pretty free to put the bounce spell towards the top of your pile. Like there's no reason not to. Okay. Lesson learned. That was a really good hand too, and I squandered it. Okay. Yeah, this seems fine to me. We have Green Source, Abundant Harvest, so I do need to draw another land, but otherwise this hand is great. Okay. Raging Ravine, draw. I'm gonna say non-land because I need a second real land. Then I can use this Abundant Harvest to get Lotus Field, and that didn't work. All right, pass the turn. I was hoping to flip like one of our spell lands. Channeler. Okay, draw. There we go. So now we get the Lotus Field. And I'm just going to pass the turn. There's Alpine Moon. So we have the Eye of Nowhere already. We just need to find our Psychic Puppetry. And honestly, when they play it out preemptively like this, I don't mind because I don't have to sacrifice my lands. It's really not that big of a deal to me. Draw. Wow, what a hit. Okay, so we have the Eye of Nowhere, but if I cast this, I'm short on blue. So I think I'm going to Abundant Harvest here looking for more mana. And I've played my land, so I can't play this yet. So what I'm going to do is in their upkeep, I'm going to tap this Raging Ravine. And draw a card. Slow them down a little bit. Alright, so we drew a ley line that I don't really care about. But we can always Valakut Awakening those to the bottom, so I'm not overly concerned. And they drew a black source. Tarmogoyf, that's fine. Just looking for one more blue source. Draw. There we go. So we're going to go to 15. And let's bounce the Alpine Moon. Cast the Ideas Unbound, Splice, and untap this Lotus Field. Okay, so this is looking decent so far. We do need more Storm. So I'm going to most likely end up using this Valakut Awakening to shift some spells to the bottom. Okay, add some red. The question is, do I put the Grapeshot on the bottom? I don't know the answer. I'm pretty far away from 17. So I think the answer is yes. No, this is a draw 4. That was really good. Okay, so let's do this. Get rid of the red. We don't need that anymore. Gladly take this Ideas Unbound. And let's cast Ideas. Splice. Yes. Okay. Another nice thing about Leyline of Sanctity is it does stop Endurance since Endurance targets a player. And this Past in Flames means that we just have this locked up at this point. Alright, let's peer again. Gladly take the Ideas. Untap. Am I lagging or did they concede? They conceded. Okay, so we're now 1-1. Woot woot. Realistically, this match should have been a 2-0 had I thought for a second about Alpine Moon. But like I mentioned, it is almost free to put the Eye of Nowhere towards the top of your pile. Just because it is free on the combo turn. So this is like a pretty good find for the deck with these auto win piles. But lesson learned, I won't do it again. And we are now 1-1. Playing your favorite combo deck in Paper just got so much easier with the Epic Storm Mini Token Pack. You can pick one up at theepicstorm.com/shop for $13. It includes 64 double-sided mini tokens. That's 128 tokens total. And they include 10 black, 10 blue, 10 red, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm counters. That means that you can count your way all the way up to 20 for Grapeshot, everyone's favorite storm win condition, a Galvanic Relay Exile Indicator, 4 treasure tokens for Strike It Rich, and then 10 monk tokens for our vintage friends. It also has Slime Time Live, 8 Progenitor Ooze tokens with the power and toughness already built in to make playing in Paper so much easier. No fumbling around with dice, we've got you covered. Make sure to go grab those if you're playing Modern. And then Squirrels versus Goblins, Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, the Battle of the Ages. You definitely need 20 Squirrel tokens and 20 Goblin tokens. You're going to love this mini token pack, I promise. And once again, you can grab that at theepicstorm.com/shop. All right, match number 3. Yeah, I mean, this looks like a keep to me. We have Recross into the win. So this is a turn 4. Play the Ballad, get recovery, and pass the turn. Overgrown Tomb. All these kids and their Jund cards. Wonder what they pick here. Recross the Paths. I mean, that's a fair one. It does give me Lotus Field. Alright. Play land, pass the turn. So, Jund again. Brennan 6, you got it. So they're at 15. We have to find Lotus Field. Alright, so I'm going to use Ideas Unbound here as a glorified careful study. Okay, and it looks like my plan worked because now I get to go get Lotus Field. And now we move to discard. I will discard the Past in Flames, the Seagate, and the Valakut Awakening. Okay, Past in Flames, Valakut, Seagate. One thing that's kind of cool about this deck is you have to pick what lands you sacrifice because those will be spells with flashback. So for example, I want to sacrifice this Lundy Vision because then it becomes a spell that I can bring back. This is a little bit annoying. I think it's actually supposed to be the Ideas. Yeah. Alright, opponent has 5 cards in hand. Draw. Oh, okay, so I think we're willing to risk it a little bit here. What we'd actually like is a Psychic Puppetry for these Ideas Unbound, but this is 7 mana. Alright, so let's untap the Lotus Field. Long pause here. Do you have main deck Endurance? What's going on? Alright, it looks like Twiddle resolves. Maybe they've never seen the card Twiddle. These kids and not knowing what Twiddle effects are. Back in my day, you respected Twiddle with Mind's Desire. Okay. And again. Add some red mana. Flashback this Past in Flames. I think I want to leave the green floating. I don't know why, but I do. I guess it only casts... No, it casts Recross the Paths. I think I have a win here. Never mind. We just have this wrapped up. This is deterministic. Okay. And now what we do is we cast Recross the Paths. Winning the clash doesn't matter, so I don't need to do the Turn Timber Symbiosis thing. But I would like to put, let's spread this out again, Puppetry on top. And then we can do Ideas Unbound, Ideas Unbound, Peer Through Depths. All right, so all the peers have been selected. Now we can do Reach Through Mists. Gotta make that storm count. Manamorphose, why not? Manamorphose. We'll throw a couple Dream Scripts in there. Throw the Grapeshot in. Manamorphose. Manamorphose. Some Twiddles. And then Valakut Awakenings. And then the rest can be random. Alright. Cool. So we're going to put this back on top. And now we will Abundant Harvest for non-land to put the Psychic Puppetry in hand. And now I can splice the Ideas Unbound from the graveyard. Alright, and this is just going to be easy peasy. I also have another Ideas in the graveyard, I believe. I do. Okay. Boom. This is so much fun. I miss playing Ideas Unbound. Okay, Storm 13. Alright. Storm 15. I mean, the Grapeshot's got to be coming up soon. I put it somewhere around this point. And who doesn't want to cast Reach Through Mist Spliced, right? Come on, totally a modern power level card. And there it is, the Grapeshot. Okay, let's just cast it. Turns out stacking your deck is pretty good. I also, I would like to apologize to Past in Flames. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned possibly cutting it. That's off the table. We're just going to keep it forever. It's fine. All right, so let's bring these ley lines in again. And then our 2-bound spells. Once again, shaving 1 copy of Psychic Puppetry, 2 copies of Manamorphose. I think we shaved 1 Recross the Paths and then the 2 Sylvan Scryings. I feel bad for Sylvan Scrying that I'm just like, yeah, this card's terrible, let's cut it. But it's just not that good. This deck's wild. I love it. Like, I'm looking at it, and every single card in the main deck makes sense to me. I really enjoy that. So we're lacking a Lotus Field or a way to get it Lotus Field, but I still think this hand is a keep. Leyline of Sanctity. Okay. I mean, we don't need Past in Flames. That's fine. I have nowhere. They can't even target me with the Spell Bomb because it targets. 2 mana, ooze, sure. Draw. Okay, so we're just gonna play lands and pass. Waiting to draw into like Recross the Paths or something. Abundant Harvest. Right now our hand just sort of does a lot of nothing. If I could actually draw a Manamorphose or I guess one of the other 2 Valakut's, I would definitely cast this Valakut Awakening. Lothus, sure. Draw. Wow, we drew the Singleton Lotus Field. That's pretty lucky. Yeah, let's play it. So I could Dreams Grip and then play Valakut right now. I'm wondering if I want to do that or if I should just wait a turn. I don't feel like I'm under a whole lot of pressure. So part of me thinks I should just wait. I could also just Echoing Truth this thing to buy more time. Let's do that. So Echoing Truth is finally resolved and we're past the turn. I say that being down on clock. That said, a lot of that was game actions. I don't know. Our opponent's just taking really long pauses on a lot of simple stuff like Twiddle and Echoing Truth. Like they might be double queuing or like maybe they're just rereading every card. I'm not sure. This looks like a Liliana. We're just retapping for Clothis. Okay. So we'll take 2 off the ooze here and go to 16. Draw. Alright. Whoops, can't tap that way. Valakut Awakening. Okay, so I'm going to put Seagate, the Turn Timber, Reach, and I'm going to put the Eye on the bottom. I hope that doesn't come back and bite me. Maybe I should keep it. Alright, I'm going to do 4, and I'll keep the Eye of Nowhere instead of a Twiddle. We have other Twiddles in our deck that I can draw into. Alright, so no Psychic Puppetry quite yet. I'm going to play this as my land for turn. Pass. Next turn I can peer through depths looking for Psychic Puppetry. And they're choosing to eat my Echoing Truth. That's interesting. Praxa, okay. I think here I'm just going to discard the Abundant Harvest. So the ooze will put me to 12. Draw. Let's peer. Need a Puppetry. No Puppetry. We did hit a Recross, but I feel like that's pretty far away. Maybe it's not, though. So next turn I could cast Recross the Paths. I only have 1 open, so I can't win. So this will put me to 10. This puts me to 8. I think I'm supposed to keep the Recross the Paths. And let's bounce the Clothis again. They're going to eat something with the ooze, that's fine. So if I draw an untapped land, we have a win. Okay, so they have 4 untapped lands. Clothis is back. I'll go to 10 off the ooze. Come on, untap land. Draw. That will not do it. I'm going to cycle the Manamorphose here, because if I hit a Twiddle, I think we might actually be able to do it. That no longer does it, I think, because I burned the Morphose. Yeah, this doesn't win. I mean, it's nice for next turn, I just can't win right now. Recross the Paths. I will remember to put Turn Timber on top to make all of you commenters very happy. And then we'll do Psychic Puppetry. And then a whole bunch of Ideas Unbound. This feels like cheating. It's so insane. I actually just bought a set of Japanese foil Recross the Paths. I uploaded a YouTube short over the weekend. You can go check that out where I showed them off. Super happy about those. Saving them from Modern Belcher to be put in a sweet deck like this instead. Okay, we can put some Dream Scripts in there. Why not? Whoops, I didn't mean to select a Balagad Recovery. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't. Never mind. This lags a little bit when I click, so it's tough to tell. Okay. Any order. And that can go on the bottom. Pass the turn. So Colossus here will put us to 8. Bloodbraid Elf. Collector Brutality. They can't target me to lose life. And the Colossus is not alive yet, so I think we've won. This will put me to 3. Okay, party time. Okay, so now we draw Ideas Unbound. Good deal. I just love to draw cards. Alright. So Storm is 3. Have to get all the way up to 16, but we can do that. Okay, keep on casting spells. Now we cast Reach Through Myths. Alright, sorry, I am definitely lagging a little bit tonight. Maybe I should restart. I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that Moto's been on for like 12 hours and I should restart Magic the Gathering Online. That's probably the real issue. Probably some memory leaks. Okay. Let's untap this Lotus Field a bunch, I guess. So with something cool about Dream Script is that you can splice it and tap a spell bomb and untap your Lotus Field. I've done that a lot in my life. All right, just making Storm count. So much mana. See, who even needs their graveyard? We'll grab a Valakut Awakening here. Here again. Grab Salundi, I guess. So we know the bottom 10 cards or 8 cards of our library. Grab the Salundi. Let's Manamorphose. Alright, so we now have Lethal Storm. And we can cast the Grapeshot. Good deal. We're now 2-1, 2 rounds left to go. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Those same links are found on the homepage of the Epic Storm. But that's not all. We've included a Card Hoarder button on our website that will load the Epic Storm in your Card Hoarder cart to make life simple for you. The 4th match. We're on the draw. We have Valakut Awakening as our only land with Sylvan Scrying with a bunch of blue cards. So this hand just doesn't really work. We're going to ship this for a fresh 6. And here we have ways to find our Lotus Field plus other stuff. We're going to try this and just bottom the Grapeshot, which is essentially a mulligan in our hand anyway. Okay, Tron. I don't know how my Tron matchup is. I guess we'll find out. Love drawing the land there. Okay. Let's grab our Lotus Field. So if we can get the field into play, I'm feeling pretty confident. The problem is that they won the die roll. So if they have natural turn 3 Tron into Karn, we're never going to have enough lands to actually play the Lotus Field. Ancient Stirrings. Power Plant. So they're only one away now. And it is the same power plant. I just wanted to make sure. Map, okay. So they're guaranteed to have it next turn. And I'm going to play Abundant Harvest here, say non-land, because we don't have any lands left in our deck. So I actually have the start of a turn 3 as long as we can, you know, safely untap next turn. Okay, so no Karn. Chromatic Sphere. They're adding a green, maybe another Stirrings. Okay, they're passing. So this is our window. Sylvan Scrying doesn't do anything here. Alright, so we're going to play Lotus Field. And we have a couple decisions. So I could just... Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is make blue-blue with this, because it allows me to reach through Mists and untap the Lotus Field. Twiddle. Okay, so now we get to... Basically, you don't have to commit to any plan until you have a little bit more info. That's what I wanted to point out here. So now what we could do is just pass the turn, and then in our opponent's upkeep, tap the tower. The problem with that is if they have another tower, and then Karn the Great Creator, they can put Trinisphere into play. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm actually just going to cast Peer here, and hope to hit Ideas Unbound. We get another Peer, and a Valakut Awakening. I'm going to take the Peer. Yes, I'd like to untap. Storm is 3. We know that the Grapeshot is towards the bottom of our deck at the moment. I guess I did... it's in the middle of our deck because I revealed 24 cards to Abundant Harvest. Okay, so we found the first copy of Ideas Unbound. Spell number 5. Woot woot. Another Peer. Spell 6. So I found Recross the Paths. I don't actually have a draw spell in my hand, which is a little bit awkward. So I could untap and then make 7 mana. Recross is kind of just a bad draw here. I think the Dreamscript is actually just better. Because with the Dreamscript, I can use the Seagate Restoration to put some of these cards on the bottom. Okay. Burning a bunch of Twiddles here. We have not found the Past in Flames yet, which would just win the game on the spot. Alright, I think I'm going to cast the Seagate. A little bit nervous. It looks like it worked out. Untap. Twiddle again. Term's 12. So I do have Recross the Paths into Manamorphose now, which should lock up this game. Yeah, that's another reason to just play 4 Manamorphose, is that it gets you into your Recross pile for free. Yeah, we did all of that off 1 Ideas Unbound, by the way, which is kind of insane. Whoops, I did not mean to click on Psychic Puppetry. Okay. And then I can just do the rest as random. Keep that on top. And they have a Karn the Great Creator on top of their deck, so it looks like I made the right decision trying to win this turn. All right, so now we will Manamorphose, and I need to make blue here. All right, Ideas, Splice the Puppetry. Ideas Unbound, Splice Puppetry. Ideas Unbound, Splice Puppetry. Now we can reach through mist a few times. This deck's so much fun. I love it. This is definitely better than the old Arcane builds that I used to play. I don't know if this is better than Lotus Breach. I honestly don't know. I really like the new Lotus Breach, but this is definitely a lot powerful, and it gives you a reason to play Ideas Unbound, which I do enjoy. And let's just not waste any more time and cast Grapeshot. Boom! Love it. All right, so here I think we want Force and Negation. And I doubt our opponent has any like real hate for us, but I could be wrong. I'm talking like Chalice of the Void style hate, but they are a Karn deck, so maybe I want Force of Vigor. I'm not really sure. My problem with boarding in 6 answers like this is we're going to be less consistent, which makes me a little bit worried. I think it's like sort of free to board in 1, and then like we'll do like 1 Echoing Truth maybe, because then we could build piles for Recross the Paths. Right, I'm at 63. I have to find some more cards to board out, so we'll get rid of... Why is this pile view all of a sudden? I'm not a pile view heathen. I want card view. Okay, so we need 2 more cards to cut. So I actually added a land to this deck with the most recent version, so I think I'm going to cut a Valakut Awakening. And then we need 1 more. I think it's just the 4th copy of Psychic Puppetry. Let's try this out. So we have Recross the Paths, we have lands keep. We also have scrying to go get the Lotus Field. And you'll notice that I kept scrying in this time. That was not an accident. I want to be able to consistently find my Lotus Field in this matchup, and I want to be fast. So that's why I left it in. Forest. I don't care at all about Relic, that's fine. I don't know if you noticed, opponent, I never used my graveyard. Another Recross the Paths, okay. Ancient Stirrings, maybe? Just sacking Relic. They're desperate. Well, they hit a land, that's good for them. Chromatic Sphere. Let's play the Churn Timber. And let's go get our Lotus Field. 2 mana. Ooh, Beseiju. Okay. I see you. We do have more lands, though. They did just, you know, time walk us or whatever, but not the end of the world. Draw. Let's play this Lundy Vision, and Abundant Harvest, we'll say non-land. And another land. Perfect. That actually was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, what do you have here? Another tower. 3 mana, 4 mana. Karn the Great Creator. Liquid Metal Coating. Sure, that doesn't really matter. I cannot win here. I can recross the paths, though. Okay, so... let's do that, I guess. So, once again, Turn Timber first. Then we need a Psychic Puppetry. So Puppetry's been added to the pile. I think maybe we get Force of Vigor here, just in case. And then we do some Ideas Unbound. Oh, I messed this up. I should have started on a Force of Negation, because then I could cantrip into the Force. I just realized. That's a mess. Ah. Damn. Okay. Not the end of the world. We'll be fine. Okay, just clicking more cards. Don't mind me. We'll put Past and Flames in the middle of the pile. You never know when you want to relive the past, you know? Just gotta dredge it up every once in a while. Alright, we can do the rest at random. So I should have put a Force, the card underneath, and then I could cantrip into it with this. So that way, if they played anything like a Trinisphere, it would have been easy to beat. But I just messed this up. Sylvan Scrying. There's this power plant. Sure. Decided against playing Trinisphere, I guess. Although I think I could have beat Trinisphere on my turn anyway, because eventually I cast 4 copies of Ideas Unbound. They all cost 3 mana due to Splice onto Arcane, and then I draw into Dream's Grip. And with Dream's Grip, I can tap the Trinisphere and untap the Lotus Field, and then Trinisphere turns off due to the wording. So I don't know if Trinisphere actually mattered here. This liquid metal coating definitely doesn't matter. And they grab Trinisphere. Okay, draw the Psychic Puppetry. Splice. Okay, let's get moving. Keep drawing. Okay. Cast the Reach Through Mist, place on a Puppetry. And again, just gotta get that storm count up. We're only at 5 right now. Okay. So this will be reach number 4. There's a Grapeshot. Let's cast some of these Twiddle effects. Because that allows me to cast Seagate Restoration and put some of these other cards on the bottom. Alright, let's cast this. Oh no, I don't know why I was thinking put cards on the bottom. That is not how that works. Forgive me. Okay. It's from 13. So many cards. I have too many cards in it. I was thinking about casting another Seagate Restoration, but I have to get the number of cards in hand down. I don't want to accidentally deck myself. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cast another one. I mean, at this point, it's just showboating, but I mean, our opponent's not conceding, so it's really on them. I don't want to be at fault because our opponent decided that they would like to see the card Grapeshot. From 18. Let's cast Past in Flames, why not? And Grapeshot. Storm 20. All at you. And our opponent has conceded the game. So we are now 3-1 with 1 round left to go. 1 land Lotus. If you're looking for more great Magic the Gathering content, definitely check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We primarily discuss Legacy. That said, a lot of what we talk about transcends all formats. We're available on all major podcast platforms. Welcome to the 5th and final round. So we have a Celundi Vision, a Seagate Restoration, and double Abundant Harvest, but no green source. I think I'm going to try this out. It's essentially a mulligan to 6 already with this Grapeshot, but I think it's fine. Or on the draw, of course I'll hit a green source or a red source. Okay. This looks like Modern Death Taxes, which I am not in love with, but we'll figure it out. I kind of assumed that they were on the 4-color Blink deck, but it looks like it's not the case. Plains. Hell yeah. Alright. Green source? Nope. Pass the turn. Thalia attacks. We go to 18. Leonin Arbiter. Alright, we just lost. I'm gonna go to the next one. This actually happened the last time that we faced this deck too, where I got paired into just like the mono Ghost Quarter Beseiju decks. Which is like, it's funny because like they're not that popular, but whenever I play this sort of strategy, it always happens to me. Just, you know, a little humorous. So I think we're supposed to bottom, or well, not bottom, side out, one Psychic Puppetry and one Recross, and just call it a day. You really don't want to get rid of Sylvan Scryings in this sort of matchup. Game 2 on the play. So we have a Seagate, but that's our only land. I don't think we can afford to keep this. This seems fine enough. I think we just bottom the Past in Flames. Alright, Valakut Awakening and pass. Their Ghost Quarters in this matchup are essentially just strip mines, so you'd like to play the land that matters least first. Plains Aether Vial, classic. Okay, pass the turn. There's Ghost Quarter. Okay, draw. Play another land, pass the turn. Vial into Giver of Runes. Ouch. 19 life. Draw. Not really a whole lot going on quite yet. Pass the turn. Stoneforge Mystic. They can get Cauldron here. I'm not sure if they like would rather get something like sort of Fire Ice to protect a future Hate Bear, but it's an option. They picked up Cauldron. So they're putting Cauldron into play, and we're going to take 6. Okay, so we're only taking 5, which means that they have a 3-mana creature they want to protect with Giver of Runes. If it's Archon of Amir, yeah, I'm just dead, and it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm dead. I'm just going to take my draw and concede. Alright, so this league was a 3-2, which isn't bad. We faced a nightmare matchup in the Living End deck. Like, none of my decks ever beat that deck. It's insane. And then this deck is, or though I guess I left it, but the Death and Taxes deck is naturally built to beat this, so you shouldn't expect to win that matchup. I think it's like something like ridiculous, like a 25%. Like, you shouldn't be worried about that. Plus, like, people don't really play that deck. It's a casual deck. That said, here I am playing Teamer Storm combo or whatever, but I do think that this deck's pretty good against like what you would expect to face in a field. I was really impressed by Leyline of Sanctity. I never missed Ave or Weather the Storm or anything like that. And I really liked the main deck. The Manamorphoses really impressed me. I never really wanted Serum Visions. Yeah, let me know what you think. I know it was only a 3-2, but I loved this deck list. Pretty excited about this. I'm probably going to play it again because I like this deck so much, but thanks for watching, take care, keep storming, and have a terrific day. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.